We're going to start off our stock super stock combo with a couple of stockers. These two cars might have known each other like in the automotive womb, so to speak. A 1970 Barracuda on the left side, a 1970 Roadrunner on the right. Let's think about it. They might have rolled off the same assembly line on the same day. Well, I mean, next to each other. The Cuda AAR 340 combination, E-stock automatic, is John Bazinski. Clarence Bidnack on the right side, that's a 440. Six-pack. 1970 Roadrunner. They actually made the horn on those Roadrunners to mimic the Roadrunner. I'm not making that up. They got permission from Warner Brothers to utilize the cartoon character. You see the Roadrunner up on the front of the fender. Now, these cars are qualifying against their index. So the further you run under your index, the higher up the ladder you're going to go. 1031 at 126 miles an hour comes up for Clarence. At 1082, 118 miles an hour comes up for John Bidford. See the numbers on the bottom of the scoreboard right now? That's the class index. The farther you run under that, the better. Here comes Jim Mantle. Now that car, see the beauty of being Jim Mantle. If you tell your friends, hey, why don't you come out to Mission? I'm going to be racing this weekend to Titanium Strip. And they say, which car? And you say the 77 AMC Pacer wagon. Nobody's going to say, well, which one? If you tell them, the 69 Nova like Doug Mitchell has, then you probably need to go in a little more detail. But how can you not love a guy that sees a Pacer wagon, that's a six-cylinder car, and thinks to himself, I got an idea. Order me a header and some mag wheels. We're going to make this a hot rod. 1125 against the 1185. Puts Doug Mitchell 59 under the index-ish. 1421 on the 1485. I'm at 64 under the index, right? Am I doing that right? Think I am. But you got to love a guy. You got to love a guy. He's a Pacer. A, knows what it is. You know what would be fun? That'll be fun. I'm going to call the guys at Lordco across the street and go, yeah, I need points and condenser for a 77 Pacer. Have the guy go, a what? A what? You like your cars old school or new school? That's Darrell Stobie on the left side. The Super J Automatic, classic Chevelle. Small block under the hood in the right side. That's Dylan Howe. That's a 427 factory stock B, new generation hot rod. Super gas, final call. If you're not here, you're in the wrong place. Both of them leave wheels in the air, but that new generation 427 is going to outpower the Chevelle by a considerable amount heading down the racetrack. 901, put him 98 under the index. And Dylan, unofficially, I think that may be the top spot right now. 10-10 against the 11. Puts Darrell Stobie 90 under the index, 9/10 under. We'll bring up Alf Weeb. The Buick GS. That car on the left side is awesome. 1970 Buick GS 455 and a 4-speed with a final top. Yes, please. I'd like 1 or 2 or 8. Ed Hodder over the right side. That's a 396 power factory stock machine. Same basic car that you just saw Dylan drive down the racetrack with a little bit smaller motor. A 996 against the 1060 index comes up for the Camaro. Alf Weeb, 1041 at 127 miles an hour. That's Bruce Taylor, Rick McKinney, blasting down there. They're side by side. They're 96 mile GT Super Stockers. The finish line stripe is going to be 1042 to 1043. That's a pretty good little side by side race. Not too shabby, as a matter of fact. Dave Jung rolling now in the left side. Derek Johnstone on the right. How about a 1966 Chevy convertible 283? Hey, Super Comp, come on down, Super Comp. Lanes 5 and 6, Super Comp, lanes 5 and 6. Oh, Derek Johnson with a 008 reaction time. Right now, he's going to start lobbying. I think we should qualify the combo cars on the reaction time, except no, sorry. It's index. But that 008's pretty solid. Save that when we get in eliminations later on. 10:51 comes up for Dave Jung. 13:36 for Derek. That big old heavy Chevy. Here comes Pete Legg. Now, check this thing out. It is a 1956 Chevy two-door wagon, P stock automatic. And to run in stock, you have to run a combination originally available from the factory. You know what the big hot rod motor was in a 1956 two-door wagon? The 265. And that's what that car's got in it. The performance that they're able to squeeze out of some of the old technology and the old parts and pieces. I mean, you don't just like call Summit and go, hey, send me a set of dart heads. Or you don't call and say, yeah, send me a Crate LS motor. You can't do that in stock eliminator. But that car is really nice. Normal point over in the right side. Out of Sherwood, Alberta. The GTG automatic. LaPointe, what if you like wheel stands? Point your eyes and your cameras at a black car, because that thing is going to be standing it up. It'll have the front wheels in the air. Oh, come on! After I bragged on you and everything, never mind. Yesterday, LaPointe was doing huge wheel stands, and yesterday Pete's car was running a whole lot better than that. So I think both of them are going to tell you, yeah, that wasn't what we were looking for. That was definitely not what either one of them was looking for. 965, 135 miles an hour for Norm. 1580. Wait, Kyle Larson? Really? He's not in Mexico City? There's more than one Kyle Larson? Oh, who knew? Kyle's got one of those semi-invisible numbers over there on his Gen 4 Camaro on the right side. Just one moment, just take care of a little computer reset here, and we'll fire off the Dodge Dakota. I mean, you got to take some imagination to see a Dodge Dakota truck and decide that would make a perfect drag car, but not quite as wacky as the Pacer. Not quite. Bruce Flodden in that Dodge Dakota. Little GT truck, and Kyle Larson. C automatic, Gen 4 Camaro. Once again, Super Comp, come on down. I need you to the lanes, please. Super Comp. To the staging lanes, please.
So here we go with stock, super stock combo. Norm LaPointe and Jim Mantle going to kick things off for us. LaPointe, Tower Side. Is 2008 Chevrolet, little Cobalt. One time it was front wheel drive. That is no longer the case, as evidenced by the big rubber underneath the back of that thing. Right lane, Jim Mantle in his U stock automatic 77 AMC Pacer wagon. So it was Mantle with the better reaction time, 0:31 to 182. Norm LaPointe there well ahead with a 9:55. So he goes 85 under the 1040 index. Jim Mantle, 1429 on the 1485 index. Now that's going to bring up Rick McKinney and Alf Weeb. Alf Weeb in the right lane. 1970 Buick GS. C-Stock automatic. Alf struggling with the car this weekend. McKinney's not struggling. 011 up front, then 1044 on the 1130 dial. Hey, listen up out there in the pits. Super gas. Super gas. This is your call to the staging lanes. We need super gas to lanes 3 and 4. One more time, super gas. This is your call to staging. Super gas, bring them down to lanes 3 and 4, please. Doug Mitchell and Daryl Stobie. Stobie, super stock J automatic wheel standing Chevelle over there in the Lordco lane, and Doug Mitchell in his 69 Nova over here tower side. F stock automatic. Stobie goes 10:09, 126 miles an hour. Doug Mitchell with 11:23 at 113. Stobie over 9/10 under his 11 flat index. Bert Taylor from Spruce Grove, Alberta, in the right lane. Super Stocker John Stone in the Q-Ship tower side. Ragtop Chevrolet, little 283 under the hood. Derek Johnstone goes 13:25 at 99 miles an hour. Bert Taylor in the right lane, 10:39, 127. Now Ed Hodder from Linwood, Washington. It's 2015 Camaro, factory stock D. Gonna roll through the gears. Local guy Dave Jung in the right lane. Jung, they double 04 reaction time. Nicely done. Hodder leaves a little early, but leads the way. Goes 10:10 in the left lane, 135 miles an hour. Dave Jung goes 10:48, 127. How can you not love Pete Legg's car in the left lane? Pete Legg out of Surrey, BC, in a P stock automatic 1956 Chevrolet two-door wagon. With the original small block Chevy under the hood, a 265 cubic inch small block Chevy. Taking on Bruce Flodine. I've not seen Bruce out in quite some time. Good to see him back. A little Dodge Dakota pickup truck. Flodine goes 1066 at 119 miles an hour in Lordco Lane. Pete Legg, how about a 1349 at 95 miles an hour? So still above the index, but getting real close to it. John Buczynski is AAR Cuda, right-hand lane. How about 1083, 119 miles an hour? Kyle Larson, left side, 1105 at 118 miles an hour. Now Dylan Howe. This beautiful Copo Camaro coming up left side of the racetrack. Working on the factory stock B index of exactly 10 seconds. Clarence Bidniak in the right lane out of Edmonton, Alberta. Beautiful B body, 446 pack combination. The B stock automatic index of 1125. Clarence pushes through the beams. Love watching that Camaro leave the starting line. 126 60 foot, pretty sure that's pegged by the back wheels. How about 904, 147 miles an hour for Dylan Howe in the Camaro. Clarence Bidniak, no numbers left before the tree was activated. So, first pair, couple of Camaros, Kyle Larson and Rick McKinney. So Rick McKinney in the red Camaro, right-hand lane, dialed at 1043. So somebody packing a 79 thousandths advantage from back here on the starting line. And that was, in fact, your winner, Rick McKinney, 007. Then 1052 on the 1043 was all it took at the finish line. Kyle Larson was 086 up front and 1108 on the 11 flat dial. Now, a couple of late model Camaros. Dylan Howe and Ed Hodder. Hodder in the right lane. Dylan Howe over here, tower side. Howe dialed in at 906. Hodder going to leave first, dialed at 10 seconds exactly. Red light. Ed Hodder, right lane. Turns it red by 11th thou. Dylan Howe gets another time trial. On the 906, he goes 905 with a 6. That definitely works. So Dylan Howe advances to round number 2. That'll set up our next pair, made up of Alf Weeb, and Doug Mitchell. Doug Mitchell in the right lane, whole bunch of wheel spin out of the Nova. Thinking the thing could possibly have a broken right side axle. Left tire just lit up and the car kind of working itself towards the wall. So not sure what happened there, but made for an easy run for Alf Weeb. 1065 on the 1046, good enough to get the job done. Alf Weeb in that beautiful Buick. We'll be back in round number 2. Now Clarence Bidniak taking on Jim Mantle. Clarence going to have to be a patient guy back here at the starting line. Just shy of 4 seconds difference between the dials. So he's going to watch that little pacer drive away for almost 4 seconds. Oh. So he was within 4 thousandths of a second of doing an excellent job of being patient. Bidniak comes up 4th thou red over here in the left lane. Jim Mantle is going to round number 2. 15-14 on the 1430 dial. Not sure if he was on or off the gas at the finish line, doing 81 miles an hour. That'll set up Norm LaPointe and Burke Taylor. Taylor's in the right lane in a Spruce Grove, Alberta. 1996 Camaro. Norm LaPointe, also an Albertan out of Sherwood. His Cobalt. LaPointe not able to hold it in the beams. Gives it a little RPM and pushes through. Burke Taylor is going around 2. Comes up 1036 all out on the 1040 dial. A couple of local guys going to face off now. Daryl Stobie is super stock J automatic Chevelle in the right lane. Dialed in at 10:09. Look for a nice smooth wheels up launch. So Daryl's also going to have to practice some patience. Derek Johnstone, left side, in the Q ship is Q stock automatic ragtop Impala. He's dialed in at 13:26. So over 3 seconds separate these two cars by the dials. Stobie trying to chase down Johnstone. Gets it done. How about dead on with a 7? Taking 8/10,000ths of a second at the stripe. Close drag race right there. So Stobie coming back. So Peter Legg in what is definitely one of the coolest cars on the property here today. We'll make a call for the alcohol classes. Alcohol classes, we need you in the lanes. Alcohol classes, this is your call to the staging lanes. 5 and 6, please. Alcohol classes to the lanes. Dave Jung gets the win. 1071 on the 1050 is all it took. Had a sizable starting line advantage to work with. So Peter Legg's ultra cool 56 wagon will not be coming back for round 2. Now John Paczynski, Bruce Flodine. A couple of Mopars. So once again, a significant difference in reaction times. John Paczynski with the win light on. 1092 on the 1085. Good enough to get the job done. That's going to do it for Stock Super Stock.
Eight cars left. We're getting closer to the money. Jim Mantle. The AMC Pacer. To my knowledge, the only AMC Pacer stock eliminator car alive and well these days. And in the right side, Rick McKinney. And the Pacer fouled himself out of here. Mr. Mantle hit the gas too quick. And he'll have no shot at fame, fortune, and the trophy tonight. Rick McKinney goes 41. On to 43. Once the red light came on, the race was over. Here comes Alf Weeb and Burke Taylor. The BC-based GS, an AB-based Camaro. Winner goes to the semifinals. Both drivers off and running. Not a whole lot to pick as far as dial. They are side by side all the way down the racetrack. Burke keeping the nose out. Alf on the chase. Burke getting away, and he runs one above the dial, 38 on a 37. Alf left a little bit back here when he let the clutch out and then got down there and decided to drop the nose, and that was not the right move. Daryl Stobie now on the left side and Dave Jung in the right. It seems almost certain, certainly from a number standpoint, that the trophy's going to stay north of the border. Both drivers, again, sky in the nose. Dave Jung off and running with the handicap head start. Daryl Stobie trying to close him in. The two super stockers at the finish line. 10.500 on the 10:45. That's going to be a winner for Dave Jung. Again, reaction time plays the role. Remember, in handicap style racing, if you're the slow car and you have the better reaction time, you get a bigger head start. If you're the fast car and you have the better reaction time, well, you've cut into the head start as soon as you smashed on the gas. John Basinski now in the Classic CUDA, and Dylan Howe, the 427. Naturally aspirated factory stocker over in the right side. Basinski wheels up, off and away. Here comes Dylan. Also wheels up, off and away. I can tell you that nobody's making the Dean's List on reaction time here, but I can also tell you that John's going to get the win. 1083 on the 1082. 903 on the 905 for Dylan. It's the final four. And how about the fact that 3 of the final 4 are Gen 4 Camaros? Well, they've got the Barracuda surrounded, but can they do anything with them? Rick McKinney on the left side, Dave Jung on the right side. Red light for Rick. Dialed within 400. Rick goes double away red. Dave Jung is going to move on. 10:59 off the throttle, 110 miles an hour, 10:44 for Rick. So will it be an all Camaro affair? Or will John Basinski bust up the bow tie party? He'll have to take care of Burke Taylor this run, then come back and try to deal with McKinney in the final. Super gas, need your lanes, please. Super gas, need you now. Super comp, you can come down as well. Super gas, super comp to the lanes. Both drivers get away on the green. Neither driver going to brag about the green. But the win light is going to come on for Basinski. So we're going to have a CUDA against a Camaro in the final round. The Gen 4s thought they had him surrounded, but not quite yet. 82 on an 81 for the win. Burke Taylor goes 37 on a 37. Both drivers missed the tree. But I have said time and time again over the years, drag racing is like bowling. You don't have to be better than everybody, just better than the guy in the other lane. And in this case, John Basinski was better than Burke Taylor on the reaction timer, and that carried the day. John Basinski in the Barracuda. Dave Jung in the Camaro. 340 Plymouth, 350 Chevy. Handicap head start goes to the Barracuda, not a lot. A little over half a bulb. Both drivers bumping their way in. After we worked our way all the way through the stock, super stock combo, we were down to the final 2. They both drive away on the green. Both drive away with the wheels in the air. Barracuda left side, Camaro right side. Who's taking home the trophy from here in Mission? It's going to be dead on the dial, Dave Jung. 10:47 on the 10:47. Neither driver is going to brag about the reaction time, but a small advantage went to John. And then he ran 1084 at 114, dropping the nose at the finish line stripe, letting Dave have it. And Dave ran dead on 3. Congratulations, Dave Jung, for the stock super stock combo win.